Let's get into it. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl. And this is an incredible story because America's biggest sporting event wasn't born from success, but from rejection. So yeah, the question is, how on earth did a businessman who got rejected end up creating America's biggest event? Well, we're going to follow the journey of this one guy whose failed bid, believe it or not, accidentally sparked this massive cultural phenomenon we all know today. Okay, so picture this. It's the 1960s. We've got this guy, Lamar Hunt. He's only 27, he's from Dallas, and he has this one huge dream. He wants to own an NFL team. But, there was a tiny problem. The NFL, the National Football League, they were the old guard, super powerful, and they just weren't interested in new owners. They slammed the door in his face, not once, not twice, but every single time he tried. Now look, most of us probably would have just given up at that point, right? But not Lamar Hunt. No way. Instead of just walking away, he does something kind of crazy. He goes out and finds all these other businessmen who also got rejected by the NFL. And together, they formed this little group they jokingly called the Foolish Club. And their big, foolish idea? To start their very own rival league, the American Football League, the AFL. So you can imagine, at first the NFL just laughed. They thought it was a joke. But they weren't laughing for long, because what happened next was this fierce rivalry that just exploded. It became a war for the best players, for the fans in the seats, and for those huge TV deals. And this slide really lays it all out. You've got the NFL, the old guard, the only game in town. They basically controlled everything. And then you've got this upstart, the AFL. And they weren't just surviving, they were thriving. They started snatching up star players, pulling in massive crowds, and getting the TV networks to pay attention. For the first time, the NFL had a real, honest-to-goodness competitor. So here's the bottom line. By 1966, this football war was getting so heated and honestly so expensive for everybody that they finally called a truce. The two leagues agreed to stop fighting and merge into one super league. And a key part of that peace treaty, a brand new championship game. Right, so we have this new championship game, but what do you call it? Well, the answer to that question came from a place you would never, ever expect. And just look at how fast all of this happened. I mean, the AFL is founded in 1960. Just 6 years later, they're merging with the NFL. A year after that, they played a first championship. And by 69, the name Super Bowl is official. That's less than a decade to go from a foolish idea to an American institution. It's wild. Okay, the story of the name is just perfect. So Lamar Hunt is at a meeting, and he just offhandedly calls the game the Super Bowl. Why? Because his kids had this popular toy called a Super Ball. It was that simple. And get this, the big shot league execs, they hated it. They thought it sounded silly, too informal. So they went with a super boring, super clunky name, the AFL-NFL World Championship Game. And if you want to talk about humble beginnings, look at this. A ticket to that very first championship game in 1967, $6. 6? Can you even imagine paying $6 for a ticket today? It's nuts. In fact, the game was so small time that it didn't even sell out. So in that very first matchup, the NFL came to play. Their powerhouse team, the Green Bay Packers, led by the legendary Vince Lombardi, just rolled over Lamar Hunt's Kansas City Chiefs. It was a statement win. The NFL proving it was still the top dog. And of course, that championship trophy would later be renamed in Lombardi's honor. But you know what's funny? Even with that long, boring official name, the media and the fans, they just kept calling it the Super Bowl. And by the third game, the name had pretty much stuck, which was perfect timing because something was about to happen. An upset that would change everything. This was the game, the turning point. You had the AFL's New York Jets, led by the super cool quarterback Broadway Joe Namath. They were huge underdogs. Nobody gave them a chance. But they went out there and shocked the entire world with this stunning victory. This one game proved that the AFL wasn't just some little brother league. They could hang with and even beat the NFL's very best. And after that, the Super Bowl's popularity just went through the roof. And as the game got bigger, the whole event started to transform. It stopped being just about football. Think about the halftime show. It went from, college marching bands in the 60s to these massive superstar acts like Michael Jackson in the 90s. And now it's this global television spectacle. And it wasn't just the halftime show. The commercials. The commercials became a thing. It really kicked off with Apple's famous 1984 ad. After that, the game was on. Companies companies realized they had this massive captive audience, and they started shelling out millions for just 30 seconds of airtime. The ad breaks basically became their own pop culture event. So when you step back, you see how this thing grew from these super humble, almost accidental beginnings into this giant American spectacle. It's something that the original Foolish Club could never in their wildest dreams have imagined. I mean, just look at this number. Over 100 million people. That's just in the United States every single year. At this point, the Super Bowl isn't just a football game. It's basically an unofficial American holiday. And yeah, it's one of the most watched TV events on the entire planet. And the impact it has is it's massive. Think about it. It's always the most watched TV broadcast in the US. It's the second biggest day for eating food in America, only behind Thanksgiving. You have entire cities fighting for the chance to host it, all for that economic boost. And tickets? Forget about $6. Now you're talking thousands of dollars. It literally shapes our culture and our economy. So when you trace its journey, all the way from a failed business deal to this global stage, you gotta ask, what's the real lesson here? For me, it's this powerful reminder that sometimes the biggest successes, the things that change everything, they don't come from some perfect plan. They're born from failure, from having a vision, and yeah, from just a little bit of imagination.